Alright guys, tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a little bit of reloading with this Lee loader in 44 Magnum. I'm not going to be doing the whole reloading on it. I don't need to, so I'm not going to be, making a completed round. But I'll show you the process anyways. Now, as I said, this is an older one. The newer ones come in a plastic case, and the way they do it is a little bit different in their priming system. Let me show you what comes with this kit. First of all, let's get to, you've got instructions. This is a complete instruction guide on step-by-step instructions. And also, more importantly, you have a charge table with some instructions on it, okay? Now if you look, this is an older one. You see all that data on there? And you see where it says use powder measure 108. This is important because all your kits only come with one powder scoop, okay? This is what you're going to use to dip your powder and use it, and all that data is for this scoop right here. All right, so you need to understand that. Like, for an example, it shows you that load data, and it gives you grains of powder. All right, so you want to use this powder that they have listed on here with this scoop because it's measured by volume. The scoop is not by grains necessarily, okay? So if you don't have a powder scale, you want to use this scoop with the powder that is listed on here, okay? So with that being said, the kit is going to vary, the new ones, but alright, so you got, this is called your seating chamber, okay? It's kind of hollow. It's got a hole in the bottom of it. This is your resizing die. Alright, if you notice, it's got a little indentation where the case head is going to go. Alright, I'll show you that in a minute. This is your bullet seating die. Those two go in there. In this kit, this is your priming tool, your primer pocket cleaner, this is your combination case mouth expander, and your crimper, okay? Decapping pin, and your powder scoop, okay? So let's get to doing a little bit of reloading here. I'm going to load these up as dummies. They're not going to have real live primers in there. So first thing you need to do is you need to deprime it. Deprime your case with this, okay? With your decapping pin. So the first thing you need to do is deprime it with this capping pin. So you got your case right here. So you'll notice this one had the hole in the bottom of it. Set it in there. Make sure this is in the primer hole, okay? And you want to use a soft mallet, a non-marring something. So you're going to need a hammer. My hammer is, well, it's downstairs in the basement. So give this a couple of smacks. as you can see, the primer is removed. Alright, we're going to set that off to the side. Next thing you want to do is, now with these 44 Magnums, they are incredibly hard to resize, and I will show you that. Now, you will take the recessed end. Can you see how that's... There's a recessed end and a non-recessed end. This would go in here like so, okay? So you take and you do that, set it on top of here, and you're resizing the case right now. I recommend a little bit of lube, just a touch, but that's as far as you're going to be able to get that 44 Magnum case in there. I guarantee it. The new ones, I think they're different. So now we'll flip it over. We're going to put it in the very open side of this. And we'll take our decapping pin, make sure it's in the hole that the primer was in. Give it some love. And you're going to knock that case out of there. Alright? Now what you have to do is reprime it. Before you do that, you've got that primer pocket cleaner. Run that on the inside of it. Get your primer pockets clean. If you so choose, you can skip this step if you want to. It's up to you. Now, what you need to do is reprime it. So, in this instance, we've got this guy. The newer ones are different. There are a couple of videos out there on that. But in this instance, you take and you'll drop it in there. You put your case in there, like so, and you'll squeeze the handle until you got a seated primer. This is an old primer, so no bangs, no accidental bangs. Alright, now what you would do at this point is set it all up in here. And then, well, actually, take that back. What you need to do now at this point, set it back in here, and you've got your mouth flaring tool. Alright? This flares open the mouth. Don't have to go crazy with it. Hard to see, I realize. And that'll open up the mouth enough to accept, maybe need to go a little bit more, to accept a bullet. It's kind of a feel thing. That's all you want. Just enough to get it started. So after that, you put your die body back on here. Set it down on there. At this point, you would run your powder in there. Now I recommend you have a powder scale on hand, because there's different ways of scooping powder and you'll get different measurements, okay? So you're going to want to get a cheap scale to try your stuff out to make sure and see where you're at. But at this point, you would take your scoop and your powder and you would dump it in there like that. Alright? After that process is done, you would then take your cast bullet, drop it in there, like so, and then this is your seating die right here. Like I said, these guys adjust independently of one another. This will rotate, then this is like a stop. see what's going to happen is you're going to end up doing something like this, and it'll stop on here. So, where did I put my bullet? Oh, a bullet's in there. Okay. So, and you're going to have a little bit of adjustment in here. Should go easier than that. I didn't bell the case mouth enough. But you'll get it to the proper depth with, and once that's all done, you'll take that guy back over there. You'll take the other side of your case mouth expander. I set it on top. And it'll give it a little bit of a crimp. And then you would have a completed round and you would start the process all over again. Until next time, this is MI Shooter. You guys have a good evening.